योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारम् शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणम् सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतम् प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् हरिः ओम्।
You know why I mastered this subject, people do not know. You know, like Bhishma Pratigna, I took the Bhishma Pratigna. He took on Brahmacharya, no? I said I will prove that asana has got everything. And that's why I proved up to now. That is my determination. When my asanas were abused, misinterpreted, that was the determination I made in my life. For the simple reason, if Mahatma Gandhi could win, by Ahimsa and Satya, became great Mahatma. Do you mean to say Ahimsa Satya is an object? Asana is more subject. And Sasana and Pranayama are more subjective. And how much he should give. So that was the challenge I took it. And that opened my eyes. The driver, Jagannath, in the railways, he gave me the ticket to Pune and 1 rupee in my hand. I had a old box, 1 blanket, one towel, 1 dhoti. That's all, I had nothing. Soiled cloth, wearing soiled cloth, only they were considered as yogis. Or those who have fought with their parents, left their houses. But that was the situation in 1930s. Even my guru, with all his knowledge, people never respected him because of his yogic line. So from that state, it has come to this state. So at that time, I had made up my mind that I will do or die, like Mahatma Gandhi who said, I will do my subject and I die in my subject, come what may. I have no teachers, that's why I had to work hard. And that is my good luck. There were lots of books on yoga in those days. There were no alignments. They write something, the presentation was quite different. Not one says Shishasana, the leg should be straight, perpendicular to the front. But if you see the old books, no, you will never see a person with legs straight, with bent legs they were doing it, or waving backward or forward. So as a raw student of yoga, my idea was on the gross body, skeletal muscular body. So when I started with my big toe stretches, I used to observe is my other toe also follow. The side toes, sideline, latitudinal stretches I used to observe. Longitudinal stretch is different, latitudinal stretches are different. So I was learning that longitudinal stretch and latitudinal stretch should meet. There should be a meeting point. And each and every joint and each and every part of my muscles, I started working. Then I thought that I have to bring the theory and practice to be coordinated. And that's how I learned the word alignment. Unless and align each and every tissue of the body in par with the other edge, I don't think it would attract the people. So when the awareness I started, so that awareness brought me to forget myself and made me to understand each and asana, its beauty, its elegance, its lavanya, what you call. So I learned all these things by my own practice, and it took me 50 years to give a new flavor to this subject, and I'm sure that it may continue for another 50 years if the sensitivity is maintained. If my students create that alertness of awareness in each one, probably this may remain eternal. I never say a word which I have no experience at all. Even today, my teaching is completely dependent on my experiences. Experience have guided me. It is the experience which made me to write light on yoga, which is my experience which made me to light on pranayama, which is my experience which made me to write on Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. So all my books are mostly on the emotional, practical level. Yoga is an emotional subject. Therefore, the mind has to be, the intelligence has to be harmonious not to be aggressive. I should not intellectually present. How a common man can understand who is no intellectually, right?
Ekapada Sarvangasana. Like Shirshasana. Don't go just like that. So you have to keep. Now when I am doing Halasana, the Halasana leg spine is convex. Sarvangasana spine is concave. So what I do when I am going, I use my hand in order to keep the both sides of the spine like Sarvangasana, and then I go down.
So I had the tremendous will and worked on it while practicing which way if I present, which way I use the words for the students that attracts them. So I had to give a revolution as the subject, radically rechange everything without breaking the shastras. When I started practicing, I said, let me not be a servant of action. Let me think the reaction of my action. What reactions happen in my action. So when I was practicing, I used to use my brain very powerfully to do the pose. So after that, I used to keep the brain quiet to see what the brain can receive from what I have done. So it is a natural growth. It was not taught by anybody that I have to do. So I used to watch the reactions of my actions, how far these reactions affect me. So this way of observation developed sensitivity in me.
Now like a flower, you have to control the top shoulder blades, not the bottom shoulder blades. You all go from the bottom shoulder blades, so there is a grip on the lumbar. So I create space from the trapezium to the upper shoulder blades. Then I go.
And while I was teaching also, I used to practice that if I say do this, I used to keep my finger there to observe to feel the action, but observe what other movements takes place. So this way, when I started doing, I learnt a great deal that if certain part is moved, how the other parts react. Then I started action from reaction, studying the reaction. Now let me take reaction as the focal point and try what things come. So by that I developed sensitivity, my intelligence also improved. As improved, sensitivity improved. Sensitivity is touch. Relativity is sensitivity. Even in physics you have got that. So how do you know that you are better intellectual than the other person? It's only through relationship, is it not? So if there is no relationship, you don't know whether you are sensitive or insensitive. So this contact of me, an uneducated, insensitive person, when he had to teach the cultured and educated students of the Pune colleges, when I had not gone to a college, to face the college students, they were definitely sensitive. Their language was superior than me. So naturally I had to understand that how they behave, how they react. So from that, I thought that I had to understand the behavioral pattern of the intelligence. So intelligence depends on the growth of intelligence, depends upon relationship. So I developed that relationship not as a friend, but how to develop my intelligence further and further. So I utilize all relationship with friends or with students or with anybody to develop my sensitivity. For example, you may not believe me. I have lived with the people who were going to the prostitutes, but I never became a victim. I wanted to study their behavior, mood, and people I have mixed with people who drink, in the bar. They used to force me because I was alone, lonely. So they said, come. I said, I will come, but I will not drink. You will take what you call lemon or soda or something, but no other drink. So when they were drinking, I used to study their mental reactions. So, in one way, though I mix with bad people, I learned by that mixing how to educate myself, culture myself. Without relationship, intelligence cannot become sensitive. So therefore, I learned. The more I am with the bad boys, because a man like me, as you asked the question for postman or a wrestler to a philosopher, so philosophers' intelligence are quite different. Wrestlers' intelligence are quite different. Parties' intelligence are quite different. So by grace of God, I say it's the grace of God, that I came in contact with various vocational types of people, which gave me tremendous knowledge. So I said, they came on account of this way of presentation, so I put it into my art, all those things, and made yoga as an attractive subject for to attract people towards this. That is sensitivity.
Now starting, I say, let me measure. Again weight of the legs. I feel the weight of the legs. Now the heel feels heavy, this feels light. So let me sway. So you should learn to sway, to know the equal weight. Follow? Then you turn. When you turn, you lose. Even I also lose.
My work was appreciated more than my word in the beginning. Everybody say he is very clear in what he presents. So work was attracting people.
Now the extended bow. And the Bherindasana.
Art is very sensitive. You have to be very sensitive to maintain the subtlety of the art. Asanas is artistic. Pranayama is not, it cannot be, though it's artistic, but it is not perceivable with the people. But only asanas, they can perceive the artistic presentation. They cannot perceive in dhyana. You can, as an individual, you can conceive. But when you have to attract the public towards yoga, you have to study which one is more artistically attractive to the masses.
Hanumanasana. Can I do it? I don't know. Nothing is happening to me. Don't be in the illusion that I do only one side. Before closing, I also salute you. Not with my hands, with my foot. Double salutation. This is tranquil mind. Live always with this tranquil mind.
Now today's education is, they are too attracted by words, they're not by work. And that is why I want to again break it. Previously they were also speaking on words without action. Then I started changing in yoga that work and word should go together. There should be tremendous understanding between work and word. Now again people want to hear the theoretical side more than on the practical side. So I give the theory from my practical experience, others give theory by books. That's all the difference. Many students love me, but some loathe me. It's a fact. I cannot say all my students love me. They also hate me because sometimes I have to use aggression in order to make them attentive.
If you look at it, this is known as cervical spondylosis. Because you can see this cervical spine convex. Come down and do that. Head here. Go. Now you can see the cervical spine is concave. No load on the spine at all. Those who saw here, you can see it has gone in. A doctor cannot kick. If it's healthy, you clean up. The hit on my foot, how the vertebrae of the right, how the spinal vertebrae of the left touch remain. According to the touch, I adjust. If you look at it, I hit it. You can see one spine is concave, one side of the spinal column is convex. The hit is telling me.
Actually, I do not know the difference between what is attachment and detachment. To be honest, because I have read books, then it's a book knowledge. Whatever I have to refer to, I quote from the books. But by grace of God, I am attached to all my students while I am teaching. The moment the teaching is over, I get detached automatically. At that time, the love and affection what I show will not be afterwards. I consider that as that they are my colleagues or neighbors. So that only at the time of teaching, I have definitely show tremendous attachment. But the moment the work is over, naturally I get detached. Only memory has to be used as a springboard, not as a perpetual instrument to practice. So all these people who practice, what they did yesterday they want to do today and tomorrow. So square one only, no progress. I did yesterday, but what is coming today? That is sadhana. But repeating and doing is abhyasa. Patanjali said it. This is his own word. Tatasita yatnabhyasa. You have reached a certain state of toning, but still you are in the same toning. So that's why memory has to be broken. So the block is memory. Because your memory blocks, your ego surfaces. You throw the memory, the ego also goes. So we don't say Swadhyaya is not at all there. So we are still abhyasins. We are not even crossed the border of abhyasa towards sadhana. Sadhana is to understand the swarupa of each and every part of your body. the development of devotion does not come at all, because it's a very difficult, art is very difficult to learn. So first we have to fight, with your own mind. Mind does not allow for the focal point. It wants to get scattered. So therefore it's not so easy to bring the mind to a state of ekagrata. Therefore it may take a long time. When the effortful effort starts ceasing, then devotion sets in. Till then, we may say, I'm doing with devotion, but I don't believe such words of devotion or anything like that. Devotion has to come naturally. You may be devoted to the subject, but suppose you are devoted and do not use skillful intelligence, it has no value at all. Therefore, as Patanjali says in the first sutra of the second chapter, that karmendriya, tapas means union of understanding of karmendriya, gyanendriya, of the motor nerves and sensory nerves communicating to each other in our system is tapas, without jagging. If there is a jag, then there is no dedication nor devotion. Motor nerves and sensory nerves are like husband and wife, so they have to go together. Then when they go together, there is no jagging, rubbing. Because when jagging means, if the sound is very harsh, you cannot hear. So that is known as the jagging inside. So they rub the sensory nerves and make them dull. Therefore, your preference should be that is tapas, not to create friction between the motor nerves and sensory nerves without creating friction. How to make them move together is tapas. But this has to be done with swadhyaya, self-awareness, self-attention, without self-conceit. That's important. So, this swadhyaya, for total awareness of using the intelligence to be totally aware from the start to the end, and without bringing the motor nerves and sensory nerves together, leads one automatically towards devotion. That is why Ishwar Pradhana. So Ishwar Pradhana takes a long time. Devotion in the art takes a long time. Before that, one has to perspire with inspiration. Inspiration and perspiration, both when it changes, then devotion comes. I see the difference between my art and myself. The moment I enter into the art overtakes me. So I don't remember of I. As I do not remember of I, here I say the knowledge of the book says I am renounced at that moment. But actually when I am practicing, nothing touches me, nothing attracts me this world, except this is art of which I am doing. As I am totally involved, it means it is renunciation, a natural renunciation. I am not cultivating to renounce. I am not cultivating to renounce. But it happens to me that if I have to quote, Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha, to be free, you have to follow practice and renunciation. But I say when I am practicing there is renunciation. Therefore I need not do any renunciation. And honestly, renunciation is nothing but surrender to God. So total surrender. So for me the art is God. For me my asanas are gods. I culture my intelligence with sadhana. That's why asana is not for me a physical exercise. It's beyond. It's a divine practice for me because it civilizes my intelligence. Thank you. When I started learning, my kalpana shakti increased. That's why I said how my brain started developing from a zero level. So kalpana shakti improved, imaginative power increased. So that imaginative power
I started putting into factual practice by doing myself, not correcting them. I see the defect, but I did not know how to correct. So I used to do at home, then moving, what type of movements I should give. Next year I was conducting a class with new techniques. So this way, I developed jnana knowledge. Alignment gave me enlightenment.
And here and there, that is the difference. You are nowhere, neither here nor there. Huh? So all your practices are like Trishanku, neither here nor there. Trishanku did not reach heaven, nor he came down to the earth. I thought I should speak something about my early practices also, which may encourage you, those who are disappointed in their efforts, because many people say, I have done years of practice, I have not progressed. I have also done years of practice without progress. But it came later. When it strikes, it strikes. So if it does not strike, it does not strike. So that is where you have to check your ambition. That are we practicing with ambitious expectations, or do we practice keeping our mind open to see what the practice, the sadhana, throws light on your own mind and intelligence. So you have to reverse your way of thinking, that your subjective ambition should become objective and non-ambition should become subjective, where the light comes from that only.